Speaking of Black Friday specials, that's my 4th one of those, so I could flare the second. Look at Daddy Zard go. We'll definitely spew some shine dust, making the second one of those shiny. Three of these. I already have one. One fire flare. They're a little expensive. Old 12,000 dust. Got fun flames on both our Zards, so we want to play them. Alright, let's check our Wonder Pick. So we gotta open my promo packs and see if we get any Jigglypoofs. I have like 10 of them, and I think the Jigglypoof is like 20% or so, so statistically we should be getting a Jigglypoof here. A couple of them. Never a 2-star in my Wonder Picks yet. Never a 2-star. Do you want the new Haunter too? I don't think the new Haunter is a playable card. I don't intend to play with it at least. I think Gengar's still bad, and I think it's worse than regular Haunter. Greninja's eventually, because he's one of my favorite cards, and cosmetics are fun. What is number 10 here? Is number 10 in the game yet? Does anybody know? It is not. It's the Mewtwo. Okay. Great. Well, 2 frogs right out the gate. I think he's actually one of the lower rarity ones. They're not. It's not equal odds to get all of them. The Venusaur and the Greninja are slightly more rare. 2 frogs into a Jigglypoof. Running hot. Just need 1 more of those. We're gonna flare some frogs here, I would wager. Yes, this process is definitely a little cumbersome. Promo Onyx has some weird vibes going on. I don't know that I'm into it. Fossil Onyx. It does have, that's the vibe it has, is Fossil Onyx. Perfect. Alright, well I already got everything I wanted from the event. We can get nothing else useful and be happy. I got two Jigglypoofs and the Greninjas I wanted. I guess I technically want more Greninjas so I can flare the promo ones. Forest Walker, thank you for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The promo cards have different text to the original cards. So 2 of the promos, Jigglypuff and Haunter specifically, have new text boxes. The new Haunter is likely bad. The new Jigglypuff is probably better than the one we have. New? I'm kind of surprised they used this full art Venusaur art for the non-EX one. That's just not a very good card. It really doesn't matter, Chocolate Rain. Can you play both puffs? You can, can't you? I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, you totally can, can't you? That's actually probably... Huh. You can only do 1 and 1, you can't do 2 and 2? I thought in the base Pokemon game, the cards, you could play multiple copies. Can you not play 4? In the paper TCG, you could play a playset of each, right? In this game, they're restricted by name. Okay, well, we'll double check in a second. But no, in paper it's the same. Really? Even mechanically different ones with the same name, you can't play multiple of? That's interesting. I got excited for half a second there about these cards adding consistency. 4th Frog, perfect. Let's check out Frog Flare Hairs. Guess these packs just take forever to get through. You give me a claim all button when? Honestly, I'm super happy to have all of these Greninjas. He's my favorite. I want flares in the promos. Well, so the Greninja is mechanically the same. So I wouldn't expect promo Greninja and the non-promo Greninja to be playable alongside each other. But the Jiggly and the Haunter have different text boxes. I think someone earlier said their event hourglass is carried over from the last one. They do carry over. That's good to know. My hourglass is carried over. The Greninja art is completely different. So there's a Pokeball on the thing indicating that it's a promo version, but they're alt art. This is regular Greninja. This is promo Greninja. They're facing different directions, I suppose. Are the flares different on these two? I don't think regular Greninja has a bubble flare. Does he? No, he doesn't. Is the top flare the same? I think the top flare might be the same. I think I'm gonna do bubble flare on the promo because it's unique to him. On the top flare is the same on both. I'm really surprised they don't let you have a finish flare and a border effect flare simultaneously, similar to how Snap can let you like have inked plus crackle. I feel like that's something they should definitely be adding to the game. Is the ability to have this and this, or this and this simultaneously, or this and this and this and this. Yeah, you can only have 2 cards with the same name. So new Jiggly, 1 energy sing, guaranteed, puts them to sleep. It's basically coin flip for them to skip their next turn. I think that's better than this one in general. You brought me food!
What deck you making?
Thank you, children. There's a new Jigglypuff that came out today, so we're making a Jigglypuff deck. You do like Jigglypuff, don't you, Haley? I'm putting it down right now. Hold on. I see the Jigglypuff. This is the new one.
What does it do? Jigglypuff!
Jigglypuff sings a song and puts them to sleep. Can you move over so I can put my chair in?
What?
Woo! Gotta get rearranged here. Thank you for my food, kiddos.
That's definitely a better Jigglypuff.
Yeah, I think it's very likely it's a better Jigglypuff, my dude.
For like 2 reasons. Like one, it's like it has a cheaper energy cost and a reasonable one too.
It does have cheaper, that's true. It has less HP though, so it's not strictly better.
Yeah, but also you could put a guy to sleep. Next turn, you could use something or get it out there. Map the Pokemon.
The idea Arteka to stall asleep while you charge to 3 energies for Wiggly. Yeah, I assume so. In general, I think you don't really want to lead. I think the Jigglypuff difference is kind of negligible in general, because even with the new one, you don't really want to lead on it, I don't think. Is like the TLDR. Most ideal circumstances involve you not attacking with Jigglypuff, I don't think. I'll play Farfetch'd as my other one here, since we have Weezing as a tank. Let's start with this. Great. The lead on Weezing here is Stellar while going first. Jeff! I need 2 EX Zapdos for my EX Pikachu deck. Should I keep opening Pikachu booster packs or hoard hourglasses for the expansion? How would I know the answer to that question? Like, the easy answer is if you want to open a card, you should spend your resources opening towards the card that you want. I don't know how you expect to get the cards you're looking for if you don't open packs for it. I guess, are you asking me on, like, speculation, will Zapdos EX be in the next set of packs? You have to, that's a decision you have to make for yourself. Are you happy not having that card to have a jump start in the next set? That's not a question someone like me can answer for you. speed. You have a potion as well. Otherwise, you're going down here, War Turtle. And we're done here. X speed is so good, chat. Play more X speed. Do we know if opening packs for the next expansion counts the current one? So pack points are unique to the set in which you're opening, but one thing that's unclear is we don't know yet if the next pack or the mini set coming in December will be a new set or a fourth booster for the current set. So some other card games, when they do a smaller expansion, like Pocket is saying they'll do, they won't be a new set. It'll just be a fourth pack in the same set. And there hasn't been any clear indication from the folks making Pocket which of those two things we're going to get with the mini set coming in December. Oh my goodness, to people chatting on the YouTube side, I'm really sorry. I haven't been intentionally ignoring you. I forgot to change my chat pop-out embed for when we change channels. I'm grabbing that now. Apologies. That's a good thought. There's no empty spots in the Genetic Apex Pokedex, so they're probably more likely to be a new set. I think that's a good reasonable assumption. Fighting deck's probably a pretty terrible matchup for us. Both our Weezing and our Jigglypuff are weak. That being said, thanks to this professor's research, our opening is a little bit quack tier. Swap this out, get Slap in. Can you stack hourglasses? You can save hourglasses for the next set. There's no indication that hourglasses are set specific, so if you have all of the mechanically unique cards you're happy having in the current set, you could start holding on to hourglasses to get the new set sooner. It's also noted in the info screen that pack points will not be redeemable once the set leaves. That is accurate, but it's also accurate to point out there's no indication that they will remove a pack set once the next set goes up. Generally speaking, other card games have several sets available all at once. I don't think there's any reason to assume that Pocket wouldn't be the same. If they have Marowak EX on curve here, we're probably in trouble. Well, I guess it's not technically on curve, but if they have it after we clear this duck, we're probably just dead due to our weakness. Alright, so our chance to win this definitely involves Wiggly hitting with the Sleepy Song, I think. I'm gonna put coughing up, because if we draw wheezing, I want to put wheezing up here. And if we brick on the wheezing, we'll just X speed back to the Wiggly. And then hope for the best. Tournament starts at a little after 1 o'clock in about a half hour. I'm just gonna dork around with the Wigglytuff until then. I think the Charizard Arcanine deck's probably more powerful than the Mewtwo deck. But they're both good decks. Live by the Marowak EX, die by the Marowak EX. I think we start building up backup Wigglypoof here. Just only ever needs 1 energy to attack. They lose 1 more coin flip here and the game ends. Yeah, I wouldn't be talking about the tournament if I wasn't going to play in it, Moot. There's tournaments 7 days a week for Pokemon Pocket for reference. Your take on Centiskorch. Generally speaking, worse than playing Charizard or... Generally speaking, worse than playing Charizard or the others. Charizard or Arcanine. The old gas leak. Old Kogar buddy back to our hand. Did that Sabrina win us the game? No, I don't quite have lethal yet. So I don't have, I'm not playing Giovanni. Certainly didn't hurt us. Double potion means they can win a sleep flip into win a double boomerang to win the game, but we're definitely favored here. And this this setup here means even if they win this, so long as they don't KO us with this, alright, we're just done. Just done. So long as they didn't KO us with this, Sabrina would be lethal on the backswing. And I know Promo Jigglypuff didn't do anything that game, but I think in a lot of games, Promo Jigglypuff's not going to do anything. I think Promo Jigglypuff is like a break glass in case of emergency. It can maybe buy you a turn that you need, but ideally you're basically never going to be engaging with it in combat still. It is still just a setup for you to get to this as a finisher. No Black Friday shopping day. My job has a lot of benefits, but paid time off is not one of them. If I'm not here working, I don't get paid, so I took yesterday off. It's hard to take more than 1 day off here or there. Actually need to tap an Admiral here, it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this deck list up on screen for folks while we let that get taken care of. Speaking of getting paid, we'll see you in 120 seconds. And if you want to dodge Twitch ads on my channel for the next month, be sure to check out our mobile game sponsor, Domino Dreams, for a chance to clear some chapters of the sweet new game and get a free gift sub to the channel as a thank you. See you in 120 seconds, gamers, for some more Jigglypuff gameplay. A lot of don't make these mistakes videos up for Pocket today. Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see how long that clickbait for these PvE style of events can last. I don't believe in making content that I wouldn't think would be useful for me personally. So, like, for events like this, like, there really aren't mistakes you can make. Like, the fact that it doesn't take your energy resource away unless you win kind of means it mostly min-maxes itself. You just, like, put your best fire deck on and press auto. Yeah, that's an accurate take, Duck. Promo Jiggly is regular Jiggly, not because you plan to attack with either one, but because in games where it's your only option, you only lose 50% of the time instead of 100. Yes, literally the only mistake you can make in the promo event is the same in every one of them. You could play on lower difficulties instead of the top one and have less of a chance of getting promo packs per energy spent. Like, I don't know how you make a whole video for that one point, right? Like, these buttons really matter, but we'll put on the other one just in case. I play Paper Pokemon TCG casually with my kids occasionally. I have a 9 and 10-year-old that both collect and play sometimes. I made Pokemon content for the client that existed before TCG Live for a little bit, but gameplay content for Pokemon TCG stuff in general just isn't super popular. And this is my job, how I feed myself and my children, put a roof over our heads, so focusing on content for things that don't have numbers isn't really a viable option for me. Our opponent Fat Finger the energy onto the wrong thing here. Wigglytuff is in Pikachu packs. Well, thoroughly made up for the fact that they might have pushed the wrong button on the previous turn. Yikes. As is often the case, whether or not your deck can beat Charizard more often depends on whether or not did their draw come together rather than yours. You consider the games you play on stream your favorite games, or you aren't playing them off stream that much? It depends, Marcel. There's times where the games I'm playing on stream are my favorites, or there's other times where I'm just like, eh, whatever. We need to draw Sabrina here. And then this is that unfortunate spot where if I Professor's Research here and put another basic out, it plays around Sabrina this turn, but then it loses to Sabrina on subsequent turns. I didn't draw basic, so I don't have to hem and haw about it here. But we are dead. We are dead to Sabrina. That's true. We could have put Jigglypuff up and hoped to win 3 coin flips in a row. Was winning a coin flip more likely, or Sabrina? That's a good question. Yeah, maybe we should have put the Jigglypuff up there. We would have had to have them brick 3 times in a row then, right? They would have had to not wake up that turn, and then they would have had to not wake up twice for the Jigglypuff to kill them. So pretty unlikely, but not impossible. 12.5%. Draw next speed so we can get this Jiggly out of the active slot. It's always fascinating to me the parallels gamers try to draw. Someone on the YouTube side says, another content creator played a deck similar to this one, but with Greninja instead of Farfetch'd. And I get, maybe they played Greninja, Weezing, Wigglytuff all together, but like, come on. Adding a second color and replacing a basic with a stage 2 means the decks are really not similar. If the deck's over 25% different cards, I would consider those not particularly similar. So, the duck goes down here thanks to the poison on this cycle, right? I'm gonna research to start here, because if we find another Jigglypoof, I would like to put energy on that one, I think. Although I guess we're not putting energy in any of these this turn anyways. It's kind of like bigger, slower Kangaskhan. Yeah, it's energy here. Tap him with the gas leak. Koga, pick up the Weezing. It's a better use of 6,000 tokens, Erishim or Black Swan. Black Swan's data mine to be in a spotlight cache I plan to open for. I mean, it sounds like you've already made your decision then, so I'm not sure why you need feedback from me. If you plan to open a spotlight cache that has Black Swan in it, why would you spend tokens on her? New cards out. Yeah, Jigglypuff is new. There's a new Haunter today, too. Why Farfetch'd over Kanga in this deck? Because Weezing is a tanky front line. I don't think I need 4 tanky front lines, so I decided to play Farfetch as an additional way to put out damage consistently. I've got my thoughts on which cards are worth picking up for Marvel Snap's higher series. I recommend checking out my latest tier list video here. Are Dark Pokemon the equivalent of a bounce deck in Pokemon Pocket? It's the closest we've got for sure. I haven't evolved the Jigglypuff yet because I'm not sure. I want to leave myself the flexibility to use this one if possible. Here, our second knockout point here while giving them their first. So, an interesting thought here is that I think we actually don't put energy on Weezing and attack here because the extra damage on here doesn't really matter if they retreat it. And if they don't retreat it, I can Koga back to the Wiggly EX next turn and knock it out in one anyways. So I think it's just Gas Leak Pass here. And then they either need to retreat to not be dead to Koga with the Wiggly EX. Yes, Poison and Sleep stack just fine. So They just poison powder us here, the game is over. Yeah. Was Ghastly Koga attack with Baby Wiggly a win? No, Baby Wiggly only does 60. Does not do 70. Yeah, the non-colorless stage ones usually do 70 for 2. Wiggly's colorless, so she only does 60. Farfetch gets credit. Wiggly EX didn't get to attack at the end, so Farfetch did the most actual damage over the course of that game. Second, I would love to lead on Farfetch while going second. Absolutely quacked. I think I am waiting on the professor's research to avoid getting a wheezing red carded out of my hand. Like Mew 3? Yeah, something like that. Hey look, it's the red card we played around. Red card's a lot worse when you still have 2 research in your deck, because it gives you a better chance to recover from it. I put the energy on Jigglypoof. I don't think there's a strong reason to move to Wheezing ASAP, because Wheezing takes 2 turns to clear this Mewtwo anyways. And this way, it looks like Potion can buy them a turn. It is not possible to put more than 2 Jigglypuffs into a deck, no. This matchup is one of the reasons to play Farfetch'd over Kenga. Kenga's a little better against Pikachu, but Farfetch'd is better against Charizard and Mewtwo. It gives you a more consistent stream of damage. I'm having the Giovanni here is sad. It means I'm gonna need to, draw the Wigglytuff ASAP. Sabrina. They haven't played any X speeds yet. So I think given that they haven't played X speed, I am supposed to not Sabrina them, and I want to put damage on their one that has the energy on it to attack me. So if I Sabrina up this back one and they just like X speed it out, I end up in a pretty bad spot. They need 2 X speeds to Stride Drive, sure, but they only need 1 X speed to correct me for 1, right? I guess is Side Drive the only one we care about? I don't know. The odds of them having 2 X speed and 10 cards are not terrible. We're definitely playing that many. I don't like the metagame right now. I think Pocket's metagame's a little bit on the narrow side at the moment. Well, that's a symptom of the card pool being relatively small, I'd wager. I want to play the Farfetch'd out, so that way we don't lose to Sabrina. Can you have Koga there just to save the wheezing for the cough egg? Yeah, maybe. That's an interesting thought from the previous turn. All right, Wheezing and either Wiggly are lethal here. So long as I don't have to research into them, I gotta draw them organically. So four lethal draws out of 10 cards here, because I have 3 Wigglies in my deck. Baby Wiggly also clears this Mewtwo in the back. We'll do Pig. I really think you want one Wigglytuff in this archetype. Or one Baby Wiggly, I should say. Having the flexibility to attack for 2 with a decent attack, as well as just having more outs in spots like this. You're like, okay, I just need something to crank my damage up here. Is really solid. I don't know if it's the emulator's fault, but there's definitely been some memory leaky things going on with the client slowing down after the latest patch. That's for sure. Do you want to submit this one for the tournament? I registered a water aggro deck, but we could just play the new card in the tournament too. This archetype is pretty good in general. Maybe we'll submit the new card. I'll swap that around real quick. I'm gonna tap an end roll while I swap things around. I'll put the deck up on the screen. Tournament starts in 7 minutes. I'll see you at 120 seconds on the Twitch side. I'm gonna submit this as our deck list for the afternoon. Does New Haunter do anything? Nah, I think it's probably bad. Alright, we have submitted promo Wiggly stuff for the event. I'm gonna go ahead and run the other half of my sandwich from lunch upstairs into my fridge, rather than consuming it myself and being large again. Beer me. Greninja EX would be real powerful. I imagine that's an if, not a when. Or a when, not an if, I mean. So also assuredly something that's going to be happening. Alright. And again, nominal downside to playing in tournaments is having downtime while we're hanging out. So we've got 4 minutes till the tournament's scheduled to start. Hopefully it starts on time. I'm just gonna chill and chat for a minute. Is there prizing for these tournaments, or is it for the fun of competition? Some of them have prizes, yeah. Ursa Days weekly tournament has a $300 to $400 prize pool every week on Saturdays, and there's some other ones up there as well. You can check out on Limitless what the pricing is for things before you sign up for them. Yeah, I probably should have tapped the full 3 minutes of ads instead of just running 2, which is my typical default. I'm gonna do the Pikaverse League. I'm signed up for their thing on Sunday. I may or may not play in it. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I think that's my plan, 7 Nation. If we have a good run in the tournament, we will probably do the sponsored Domino Dreams games in between rounds of the tournament, just because I need to fit some of that into day 2. And I can do it, broke it up, because it's a decent game for filling in time here and there. Yeah, if you're enjoying the Domino Dreams game, there are bonuses for getting through, what are the levels? You can see the ones ticking on going on the ticker there. There is, what are they? All the way through 25, it looks like. The tippy top, or chapter 25. Any plans on Marvel Rivals? I actually was really unimpressed with Marvel's Rivals gameplay personally. I think of all the team battling games I've played in recent memory, Marvel Rivals might have had the worst gameplay of all of them, if I'm being honest. More power to people who are having fun with it, but it really did not feel particularly compelling or engaging to me beyond the fact that it was the Marvel IP. And in general, I'm not super into team fighting games, but like I enjoyed Deadlock personally significantly more than Marvel Rivals. One minute. And in general, I don't plan to do non-sponsored gameplay content for anything that's not Pocket or Snap. In the short term, at least. I may or may not try Bazaar when they have their full release next year, but no guarantees on that either. It's tough to do more than one game at a time. Like part of the reason why my numbers are down on Twitch is I'm splitting my time between Pocket and Snap. I'd probably be better off if I was all in on one of them, but I really like to try and make the more than one game at a time work. Yeah, chapter 25, not level 25. I'm sure there's an account level too, so chapters are the other things you play through. It's longer. Tournament is about to start. Sometimes these things pop right when they say, and sometimes it's like 2 or 3 minutes until they pop. We'll see. Like someone on the tournament organizer back end has to push a button. I am currently using LD Player to play Pocket on PC. What characters did you play in Deadlock? I played the Ice Support Dorko. Oh, wait. Did I misread this? Oh, I don't know that I'm gonna play in this. I thought this was... Oh, this is dumb. I apologize. I'm gonna take tournament out of my title. I misread this, and I thought this was best of 3. I really have no desire to play a best of 1 tournament. I saw the 20-minute round, and I was like, oh, that's really short. Apologies. You know, I don't find best of 1 gameplay super compelling or interesting. Sorry for putting that in the title. I wasn't paying remotely close enough attention. All right, let's just play regular games. Sorry for the run around and the wait there. I mean, I don't think best of 1 is skillless, but it's just not engaging in the way that I want a tournament to be engaging. Our top cuts in tournaments best of 5, not typically, no. I think one thing we could definitely all agree on is that the most skill testing tournament format is the one that I win the most in, and the least skill testing tournament format is the one where I'm winning less frequently. I think objectively we could all come to that as an agreement / conclusion. If I'm winning, it's skill testing. If I'm not winning, all variants are in GBS. All tournaments should be Conquest style. I actually completely disagree, and I would literally play 0 Pokemon Pocket tournaments if they were all Conquest style. As someone who enjoys playing off-meta decks, it is difficult to impossible to brew multiple successful off-meta decks for multi-deck tournaments. There are way more people Conquest means multi-deck, for people who aren't familiar with card game jargon. So there are way more people who register some number of best established decks in a format when you have to play more than 1 deck, because brewing multiple rogue decks for a multi-deck lineup is just difficult to impossible. Okay, and then they get to clear my Farfetch'd here, but Baby Jiggly gets to punch the clock and go to work here and clear this Weezing before they can Koga it back. Again, just absolutely love the flexibility that Baby Wiggly provides in decks like this. This, keep Baby Wiggly up. Let's get Jigglypoof down. I think I'm going to put the other Farfetch'd out here too for now. Might be a little early on that one. I can't tell with comments like this whether or not they're willfully ignoring what I actually said, or they're just too silly to understand what I actually said. I don't think that's true. bring 3 plus ban 1 format, you can target archetypes pretty effectively. That's not what I said. What I said was a multi-deck tournament format heavily encourages you to bring some number of meta decks as a player, because brewing 3 competitive off-meta decks is difficult to impossible. That's what I said. It has nothing to do with not being able to target an opposing meta deck. It's, as someone who enjoys brewing, it is hard to brew in a multi-deck tournament because you have to brew for multiple deck slots. And again, I'm explicitly not aiming to yuck your yum here. If you enjoy multi-deck tournaments, that's great. I'm glad you enjoy them. I am telling you that my personal joy, the way I have fun playing tournaments, I enjoy brewing a deck and trying to optimize it and playing that deck well to the best of my ability. And a multi-deck format doesn't allow me to do that. It doesn't provide the experience I personally want for a tournament. Okay, so they can energy the Bruxish, X-speed this Bruxish out, and then crack me for 70. They had a Giovanni here, we could have been in trouble. I think they're in trouble now, though, yeah? I get to go ahead and X-speed out this Wigglytuff. And then we clear this for our second knockout point. And then they're not clearing this in one go. So I'm going to be able to Gas Leak plus Koga and put EX Wiggly up here. Any plans to try out non-EX Gengar? I've done video content with non-EX Gengar. It's just not very good. The upside of having a low energy attack is that they require a low investment as a character, and stage 2 Pokemon require a high investment. Get to leak some gas here. We get to Koga back our Weezing. We get to hit them with the Wiggly for the Lethals. Well, technically, the poison is doing the lethals, yes. Our third knockout point here. Making the opponent flip the coin. Rude Pokemon Pocket. You prefer one deck, best of 3? Do you think sideboarding would be appropriate? I don't think I'd be opposed to sideboards in best of 3. I definitely like one deck best of 3 for my preferred tournament format. I think I'd be fine with sideboards, but I don't know that they're strictly necessary in this game. I've enjoyed the single deck best of 3 without sideboards just fine. Oh, you know, I bet there's going to be a lot of people playing Greninja, getting access to it for the first time. But would you sideboard in pocket, like, supporters? It would probably be stuff like, potion Sabrinas type things, where there's, like, matchups where you have breakpoints that are better or worse for you. Why pocket over the full Pokemon TCG game? I thought the sheer depth of the TCG would draw you in more. I think people who think the full Pokemon TCG is guaranteed to have more depth are very silly, for starters. Second, making content is my job. It's how I feed myself and my children and put a roof over our heads. There's no metrics for making strategy content for the full Pokemon TCG game. It is not popular. I guess this is a Baby Wiggly angle, yeah? No coughing is really sad. In trouble if they have Greninja, I think, because we didn't pull the coughing. What are your thoughts on Poke-Tools coming to Pocket? I mean, I think there's a search filter for it, so they're guaranteed to be coming. Pokemon TCG Live, if my eyes are right, currently has 128 total viewers. Yeah, that sounds about right given the category. If I could have put a Wheezing up this turn, i.e. had drawn a coughing last turn, we might have a shot, but... if this fishes up coughing, we might be able to buy enough time here. Okay. It cracked them for 40 with a leak. They clear the Farfetch'd, and then Wheezing finishes the Greninja next turn. To give a nice, clean perspective, the Pokemon Pocket subreddit has 200,000 people after 2 months with the soft launch. The live subreddit has 50,000 total currently. Yeah, they're just magnitudes different. Yes, what Chuki just said in chat is very true and correct. People often confuse complexity with depth. Just because a game is convoluted doesn't mean it automatically has more depth. It's always really funny to me when stands for games like Legends of Runeterra, or in this case Pokemon TCG Live, will use the adage, well, they're just not advertising. One, they're not really doing much advertising for Pokemon Pocket. They're doing, like, some ads on YouTube videos. Not even sponsored content, just, like, regular Google ads. And two, they're not putting extra ad dollars into TCG Live because they think it'll be wildly successful if they do. They're avoiding putting ad dollars into TCG Live because they know there's not a market for it. Just like I'm not making content for it, and like I wouldn't suddenly have a bunch of viewers for it. Okay. And we're dead because we missed the heads, but cute that we had it out here because of this. If they would have bricked out a sleep heads or two. Classic Misty player BMing me with a red card when we're deterministically dead on board. That psych profile checks out. Full sad to have Farfetch'd on the opener. We're going first. Would definitely prefer coughing, wheezing. It's BMing. BMing stands for bad manners. In this case, wasting your opponent's time by taking extra game actions when you could click a button and end the game after you won your coin flip. That is actually an incredibly good point from CJ on the Twitch side, which kind of proves the point that Pokemon TCG Live is not successful, not because of advertising. Is you could make the argument that Pokemon TCG Live has significantly more advertising because there's a card advertising TCG Live in literally every paper Pokemon pack. Yeah, I think that's actually just super true. Good take from the Twitch chat side. I'd forgotten about that. And despite all that advertising and literally giving away tons of packs to the digital client for free, it just doesn't gain any traction because people just aren't interested in it. Yeah, the game length is actually the huge difference. Pokemon Pocket is way more digestible in terms of gameplay length than the traditional TCG is 100%. I think I just quack them with this, right? And then they'll put an energy on and Psybolt me, and we'll be able to finish with Baby Wiggly. Hey, thanks for the gift sub, Div. Appreciate it. Ooh, that's really unfortunate. Okay, so... Is it Farfetch'd up now? And then we just build the EX Wiggly in the back is the plan? Wonder if they're gonna decline knocking out the ducks. I put the EX Wiggly out. Oh, that means X speed would punish them, so they're probably supposed to do it. They're seriously thinking about it. Oh, they're retreating. That's curious. I hope Slow King's a playable card. I think if Slow King ends up being playable, Slow Bro's pretty close. I decided better of it. Okay. Yeah, the higher difficulties in the PvE event drop the packs more consistently, with the top level giving it to you almost all the time. Slowking is not in the game yet. No, there's no Gen 2 Pokemon in the game. Which makes me cross my fingers and think maybe the December mini set's gonna be a bunch of Johto friends. Oh, is Slowking a stage 1? You're right, aren't you? I think if Slowking's playable, you probably still play a split. That's likely the case. The flex, kind of like how we're playing a baby Wiggly here, even though we largely want to be EX Wiggly. Or are they putting up Ralts as a punching bag for a turn? No, they're putting up EX Mewtwo. That's gotta be wrong. I remember you said you were going to conduct an analysis on red card as to whether or not you should run it in your deck. I mean, without the analysis, the answer is no, you shouldn't run it in your deck. It's bad. I said I was going to run numbers at some point showing why it's bad, but I haven't had time to get around to that yet. Life's been busy. I think we just make him flip the coin down. Because if I retreat and put the Weezing up, we die to Sabrina, which they haven't played any of yet, so it's pretty likely they have it. Just tap him with the Sleepy Song and put it down to a flip here. Why does everybody run it then? Because they have a bad understanding of statistics, and they enjoy feeling like they made their opponent feel bad. Because a lot of the people who are playing competitive Pokemon Pocket are formerly competitive Pokemon TCG players, and they haven't appropriately adjusted how they evaluate cards coming into the 20-card game. Lots of TCG players are dicks, and they enjoy feeling like they made their opponent mad. And red carding people is the easiest way to feel like you made your opponent mad in this game. It's the same reason people are running 3 basics and 4 basics and are now finally optimizing to play more basic Pokemon. So it was so funny to me the confidence with which people were clickbaiting you were supposed to play fewer basics at the start of this game, and now all of the good decks have optimized to play more basic Pokemon. First, where are my Weezings when I'm going first, gamers? Shh. See how angry Mama is here? I'm going second. And us not having Weezing makes this kind of scary. Yes, Rickety Bridge, Hala, and Murder World all blow up face down cards. You shared how much it costs to get a complete collection in Pocket. It's about 300 USD to get all of the mechanically unique cards in Pokemon Pocket. For their first set. Oh, they're Dragonite with a bad draw. The Lightning Energy came up on top. Is normal Executor and Wiggly EX a bad combo? I think if you're planning to follow up with Wiggly EX, you'd rather just have EX Executor to start. But Executor, Wiggly is a fine deck. There's a highlight of that on my YouTube channel if you're curious on how I would build it. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Coughing survives the hit here, at least. What deck did you use to farm the event? I used Blaine Ninetales deck. Or Blaine Rapidash deck. I don't know, it really doesn't matter. They don't burn your... They don't burn your energy if you don't succeed, so... One of the things that I try and be clear about when talking about the economy too is that, like, if you low roll a little bit, it's very easy to have a very bad time with the economy. Like, if you get to a point where you're missing like one EX Pokemon in a couple of the packs, it's very possible for you to open 100+ packs and not get that card that you need. So while I think the Pokemon Pocket economy is like very reasonable if you're having average variance, we really need trading implemented so that way people who have a slightly below average interaction with the economy can have a reasonable time. Because remember, currently the way things are structured, if you're not opening a card you want organically, it costs almost $100 to craft one EX Pokemon with pack points. And you don't just need one, right? You know, let's say you're missing 2 Moltres. It's going to cost you $200 to craft 2 Moltres. Which again, obviously, if you run a little bit hot, it's free. But it is like not a guarantee. And if you just like keep opening the same copy of an EX you already have a bunch of, it doesn't do anything for you. Wonder Picks help? Wonder Picks help and they don't. Because, like, being, like, just Wonder Pick is like, okay, so you're gonna wait forever and you're still gonna brick 80% of the time. And every time you brick, you don't know how long it's gonna be before you get a chance to try again. So, like, yeah, that could also help, but also, like, if you're low rolling there, it's also not a good system for you. So it's a one redundancy that you also have a chance to high roll it again. I think trading's gonna be pretty important to make the system feel reasonable as a whole. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave here. Our opponent's like half disconnected or something, and it's not gonna be a good or interesting game. So let's just go to the next one here. Alright, going second with Coughing's not bad against the Psychic Energy. Pidgey! Come on now. Supposed to be super effective here, gamer. Weezing's a wonderful draw. Having the Weezing in hand means I'm going to not research to play around red card a little bit here. If I missed on the second basic or the Weezing, I might research just to dig deep, but I'm already kind of set up with the cards I want, so there's no reason to draw extra and get them shuffled away potentially. They have Haunter here, question mark? They do not have Haunter, so we're gonna put him in the ground with this Weezing. Honestly, I've heard so many bad takes about the Pokemon Pocket economy, which is not surprising coming from Snap. People don't understand the economies of these games. I feel like I need to make a video talking about how bad the low roll situation is. Because I've heard a lot of content creators who are like salty about Marvel Snap or other games that they've played before, just like baselessly praising the Pocket economy while pointedly ignoring the fact that if you low roll, it's pretty atrocious right now. I high rolled, so the economy's fine, yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't even think you have to high roll for it to be good. I think it's fair to say that if you're experiencing a remotely average case situation, the current economy is fine. I think that is a fair and reasonable take. However, you gotta remember, when there's 1 million people playing this game, if even 10% of them are having a horrible low roll experience, that's 100,000 people having a bad time, right? Ancient Arc Demon, what a nice amount of months. Thank you for the 69-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I did 10 Arcanine EX Wonder picks and got 0. See, chat? That's what we're doing. And actually, just to put that in perspective, I know that sounds like a lot. 10 Arcanine EX Wonder picks and getting 0. That happens 11% of the time. 1 in 10 people will Wonder pick for Arcanine. Will Wonder pick for Arcanine 10 times and get 0 of them. Blue Gadas, thank you for the brand new Prime. And again, I want to make it very clear that I'm trying not to be needlessly negative or bag on the system. It's just, like, I think people are underestimating how frequent those low rolls are going to be the way things are designed right now. Zangrief, thank you for the 55 months. Welcome back. We're going first, and we have Weezing. Lovely, lovely. Would like to put some friends on the bench. Your move, Yugi boy. Pokemon Pocket unfortunately does not have an automated way to share my deck list automatically. Alright, opponent flipped 2 heads on Misty, so the game is over? Is that accurate? I think we're done, yeah. We probably could have played through 1 heads on Misty here even with Weezing, but 2, we're just gonna go next. You played any games in the no EX queue? No, I'm not really interested in playing non-standard formats. Glad other people are having fun with them, but I've got a lot of decks I want to explore in the current format. I'm not really interested in playing user-made formats. We'll swap this out and crack him with the gas. Hey, Jelly Bean. Thanks for the almost 5 years. Welcome back. You know, I suppose maybe I was supposed to leave the Jigglypuff up so that way if they didn't have Starmie, we'd just get to end it. Because now if they go Starmie EX, they get to clear my Weezing cleanly. The 20 into 90. Starmie EX lines up really good into Weezing. If they don't have a Giovanni, my Wigglytuff could play cleanup here. Kind of hoping to draw a second Coughing here, so that way if they have Giovanni, we could have a decent follow-up for this. But if they have Giovanni and we don't hit Coughing, we're gonna probably be dead here. I guess I could hit Farfetch too. Farfetch would also be okay. Alright, dodge a Giovanni, we can dodge a ball. The X speed gives us a chance to redraw at Farfetch next turn. So if they have the Giovanni, we could draw Farfetch even off a research and then switch to it and clear. Running base Wiggly. Yeah, we're playing 1 base and 2 EXs. Having both more total evolutions and the flexibility to pivot into a 2 energy attack, I think has a lot of value. One of the nice things about a deck like this too is you want to make them knock out 2 single knockout point Pokemons, then finish on your EX Wiggly afterwards. So Baby Wiggly can be useful for that as well. We gotta take an ad break here in a minute after this match anyway, so I'll throw the deck list up on screen then. I'm interested in drawing 2 basics here. I wouldn't mind, like, a coughing and a duck. Duck's not exactly what we wanted. I would have preferred a, what's it called? Coughing here. Oh, it's better than drawing the second Wiggly for sure. The games where they don't have Giovanni, opening Farfetch into Mewtwo EX is quite strong. Giovanni changes that dynamic a little bit, though. The person that just posted a deck list in chat, that is not remotely what I am currently playing now. Many cards wrong. I'll pull the deck list up on screen in a minute when we take the end break. Alright, them researching means that they're not Giovanniing and they're not Sabrinaing us, which is great. Is scary. Anytime the Mewtwo deck is Gardevoir on curve. The 2 best decks, Mewtwo and Charizard, just feel so unbeatable when they have their stage 2 on curve. Just big, I am helpless and cannot do anything energy. Was this a mistake, actually? Because the way they're set up now, they just put an energy on the back Mewtwo, they clear this Farfetch, and then they one-shot the Wiggly when it comes up. So I don't have any of my other basics. I think I need to evolve because it plays around Sabrina, but I kind of need to draw Coughing here, yeah? That with them having 2 Mewtwo's to trade back and forth, I'm not sure that we could recover from here. I guess I put Wiggly up, they lose their sleep flip, and then, like, Wheezing can clear, maybe? Question mark? Yeah, but the Wiggly sleeping them doesn't matter because they're set up to knock out the Wiggly and 1 in the back with this is the issue, gamers. So even if we sleep them, like, what's my line to victory? Like, again, and this is how you get better at games like this. You can't just be focused on what is happening next turn. You need to be thinking 3 and 4 turns in advance. What does my line to win this game look like? I don't even know that drawing Coughing did it, because drawing Coughing would have only done 60, and then they would have cleared it. Right? Does them healing this give us a chance? I think it does, actually, which is kind of funny in a weird sort of way. Yeah, the potion's actually good. The potion means that I can sleep this, clear it with something else that's only 1 knockout point. Yeah, so, unironically, with the X speed now and this Wiggly, if they lose this next sleep flip, I think we could win the game. I need them to lose this one. Okay, so now with the X speed, I can X speed back to the other Wiggly, clear with this one, and then they only get their second knockout point here. They finally wake up, but I don't think it matters. Am I supposed to play Coughing Out? I'm supposed to play Coughing Out to play around Sabrina, yeah? There's some good maneuvering this game. The people commenting on them putting 5 energy on the active one. Gardevoir only attaches to their active Pokemon. Am I supposed to retreat back to Weezing now? I am, yeah? Or am I? I want to try and win this game without having to win a sleep coin flip. Is my goal here. I was hoping to hit my other X speed to keep an energy on this. Good bobbing and weaving on the retreats here for us. Yeah, they get to swap this out. And I'm like, they get to put this Gardevoir up. Wait. Are they just giving up then? I believe this is I've had enough. They could have technically bobbed to the Gardevoir. Yeah, I don't think they had the outs here. They would have needed another Pokemon to have it out. This is I'm taking my second knockout point on the way out the door. Baby Wiggly getting to flex in this round 2 again. Instrumental in both being a single knockout point Pokemon and having a 2 energy attack. That was a solid for both our gameplay and some of the card choices our deck has. Alright, there's our Dark Jigglypoof list. We're gonna run some ads on the Twitch side. Remember, if you want to free to play your way into dodging ads on my channel for the next month or 3, check out Domino Dreams, using my link in chat on Android and iOS. If you haven't played them before, you can clear some chapters, check it out, a sweet game to snag a gift sub to the channel. We'll see you in 120 seconds. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out. We're going to play a little bit more with this when we get back, and then maybe we'll try out a different Wiggly shell, but I definitely think this is the best Wiggly tough deck in Pocket. BRB. I'm going to run to the bathroom, subscribers. Catch you in a minute. Bettis! Thanks for the 45 buds. How's a Wiggly line compare to Arbok? So, Wiggly gives you a much better shot into the decks that are going big in the format. So, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. You could have a coin flip into all of those decks to actually beat their big finisher as opposed to being just dead to it. Is the big thing Wiggly does at the top end here. Seven Nation, can you pick me from wherever I owe you a sub gift from so I know how long and I can log it there? Is it greedy to swap out a Farfetch for Potion for the breakpoints of saving Moltres 2x on Wiggly EX? I think it's pretty rare that Moltres is hitting your Wiggly. Moltres is their starter and Wiggly's your finisher. And in general, Potion doesn't save Farfetch from any breakpoints, and it only saves Weezing from Giovanni breakpoints. So I think in general, I'm not super interested in Potion in this deck. I think if I wanted to add another trainer utility, it's probably second Sabrina rather than a Potion. Hey, Seven, the answer to notification to hear me. Could you pick me from wherever you messaged me for the other gift sub promo? Thank you. Do flares work across card arcs, or is it specific to It's specific to the art, gamers. So in order to flare the full art Wigglies, you need more full art Wigglies. Not the wheezing. That's not the coughing start I wanted for Christmas, but we've got 2 Pokeballs at an X speed, so we can pivot into it here for sure. Leave. And I think with them having promo Jigglypuff up here, I actually want to go ahead and X speed out right away, because if they put this to sleep and I lose the flip, I won't be able to swap it. Whereas if they put the coughing to sleep and I lose the flip, I can still evolve it to clear the penalty. What are your thoughts on Pidgeot Arbok and Alakazam Weezing? I think Pidgeot Arbok's really solid. I like that deck a lot with Kangaskhan as its third Pokemon. Not the most powerful thing in the room, but it's pretty consistent. I think Weezing Alakazam is actually super strong in terms of raw power level, but it suffers from both dual energy inconsistency and stage 2 inconsistency. So it kind of suffers for 2 different reasons. The promo Jigglypuff is newly released in the event today. And again, this coin flip doesn't matter. Evolving into Weezing clear status conditions for us, so. Time either way. Weezing, one of the handful of cards in Pokemon Pocket that really likes going first. Because going first means you have first evolution advantage. Which lets you go ahead and gas leak and tackle right away here, which feels great. We wake up, and the Jigglypuff is gone. Howdy, Ruben. start powering up the Jigglypoof here, because everything else only needs a singleton energy for us. They're putting the Zapdos EX up here, I assume, to just be a brick wall. Hey, thanks for always checking out the sponsored stuff, 7. Enjoy your gift subs. Oh, I'm surprised they're moving in with the Zapdos here. I would have thought they would have want to power this up in the back. Yes, I agree. EX Zapdos in a dual color deck seems ambitious. Well, they're playing Dragonite. Speaking of ambitious. So, I think we just don't let this Articuno buy them any time here. We get to go ahead and go Energy on Jigglypoof, evolve it into EX Wigglypoof. Hit him with the Taco Bell special. Koga this back. We hit them for 80, they take 10, 10. And then if they pass back, they get knocked out on the pass back. What do you think of Gengar? I think Gengar is unfortunately too weak of a payoff to be worthwhile for the inconsistency Stage 2s have in Pokemon Pocket. I think you need your Stage 2s to offer you a bigger payoff than Gengar does. Both for Baby and EX Gengar, they're both just not quite there. Yes, Poison and Sleep stack. You get a lot of questions about Gengar. Gengar is a fan favorite Pokemon that's terrible. People desperately want to be lied to about the playability of that card. Is normal Wigglytuff that good? Normal Wigglytuff is not a card that is good enough to play on its own. Normal Wigglytuff is a card that provides meaningful amounts of utility in a deck that wants to play EX Wigglytuff as a finisher. So I would never make a deck for the purpose of playing Baby Wiggly. However, in a deck that wants to play EX Wiggly, playing a singleton Baby Wiggly gives you utility to win in spots you otherwise wouldn't be able to. If that makes sense. What's the best Wiggly deck right now? I think something close to this is probably the best thing to play Wiggly in. It has a small track record at tournament gameplay. Details vary, things like Farfetch'd, Baby Wiggly, etc. But Wheezing, EX Wiggly has proven stats. Was a bad red card. They're all bad red cards, chat. The card's not good. Some are less bad than others. None of them are good. 2 Weezings and 12 cards with 3 draws at them. Why Leaky Duck over Kanga? Because Weezing provides us with a tanky front line. I don't think we need 4 tanky front line. I think 2 tanky front line and then 2 extras that deal damage. It's perfectly fine. Yes, that's true too. Farfetch diversifies our weaknesses a little bit. Is accurate. Gives you something not weak to fighting. If you really wanted to hedge the Pikachu matchup, you should play Kangaskhan over Farfetch'd, but I think there's enough Charizard, Mewtwo, and other miscellaneous stuff right now that I like the Farfetch'd in this build. Unlimited stall. What's your opinion on Weezing, Koga versus Executor Erica with the Wigglytuff? I like Weezing a bit better because it hedges the Mewtwo matchup, which could be tough. I also think it's harder to play extra basic Pokemon with the Executor build because you want to play EX Executor, and having more basics tends to be beneficial. So we'll do this. I'm gonna play this out just to play around a second red card. And then we clear the duck, and then if they Electrode clear the Weezing, Wigglytuff EX finishes them cleanly. Just dead here. They basically did a whole lot of nothing thanks to Koga stalling, buying us time. I think you definitely should play X-Speed in this deck. I think X-Speed is one of the best cards in Pokemon Pocket. It essentially allows you to cheat on energy costs. You should play it more frequently than you don't. Kangaskhan is a bulky Pokemon that buys you time. Weezing is a bulky Pokemon that buys you time. You don't need 4 bulky Pokemon that buy you time. Mach Speed. Yep, that's a good way to think about it. I didn't realize the tournament I had signed up for was best of 1, and I don't find best of 1 to be a particularly compelling gameplay experience, so I decided to just play random matches instead. Gonna do a little after lunch pedaling, huh? The fact that it took us so long to get Weezing here basically means that they have Dragonite Curve or dead. We still don't have it. LOL. Contemplate playing Mew in any type of deck. Nope, Mew is not a competitive card. I think it's very likely that the new Jigglypuff is marginally better, but it's also the reality that you don't really want to be playing with either of the Jigglypuffs. You're not going out of your way to put new Jigglypuff up. You're not going out of your way to put new Jigglypuff into your active spot and try and put them to sleep. It's like a fail-safe where, like, okay, everything went wrong and now I have this Jigglypuff, so now I'm only 50% chance to be dead instead of 100%. Personally, I'm excited for all the YouTube clickbait over the next day telling you how new Jigglypuff is gonna change the metagame. I expect there'll be a lot of nonsense that says something along those lines. Actually, it's 2 o'clock on Friday. I bet if you look, those videos already exist. You probably don't even have to wait. I plan to post the highlight cuts from this deck tomorrow as something along the lines of the title, "This is the best Wigglytuff deck," because that's just true. But, as always, I won't be here to oversell you. Yeah, I've heard some takes people like, it's gonna change the meta. It's like, no, it's not. It's gonna make this solid B tier deck like 0.5% better in some edge cases. Oh yeah, that's true. This card's at least playable and an upgrade. The real scum will be the ones that try and tell you that new Haunter is crazy. New Haunter cracked will be the biggest form of BS you'll read all weekend. That one's definitely not true. Everyone is sleeping. See, I actually think jokes about sleeping on the new Jigglypuff, those are great. Those are like appropriate dad joke humor S tier type clickbait. It's punny, it's in character, it's not overselling anything. The ones that make me deep heavy sigh are the ones claiming it's gonna warp the format or whatever. That's just like not going to be true. I've never told YouTube to stop showing me as many channels in my entire time using YouTube as I have in the last month of Pocket Dribble. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't fully prepared for what Pocket Clickbait was going to look like. It makes everything from the Marvel Snap community look really tame in comparison. You prefer the Pika EX list with Raichu or Zebstrike? They both have pretty reasonable metrics, but the Raichu ones have like slightly better performance by a small margin. So again, just kind of talking about the utility that EX Wigglytuff has, that Baby Wigglytuff has in this deck. Right here's a good a good example. This being a 60 damage attack here lets me get a knockout that I otherwise wouldn't be getting without it. I think it's genuinely insulting to children and ignorant of the way adults engage with stuff to say that the clickbait is aimed at children. It is 100% adults clicking on that nonsense. And you're very silly if you think otherwise. People do that a lot in internet spaces. They try and attribute negative behavior to, oh, this is because they're children. It's like, no. Most silly stuff you see online is because of adults. Because of 20 and 30 somethings. Do this to play around. Red card a little bit. Crack them with the old hyper voice. Second Mewtwo probably means we're torched. You can't deny some behave like kids. A lot of the time, people like to attribute, like, mean-spirited stuff to people behaving like children. And as someone who has 3 kids, I think that's really just not the case. Like, maybe once they get into being teenagers, that starts being the case, but, like, actual kids tend to be, like, pretty well-meaning and, like, want to be kind generally and do the right thing. And they want to seek out praise for doing the right thing. A lot of the really mean-spirited stuff is not. Those are adults. Those are like 20 and 30 somethings who are miserable with their lot in life, who are being hostile to random people they don't know on the internet because they're not happy with where they are. Okay, so they can't Mewtwo EX attack us this turn. So we're gonna get to crack him with Weezing again here. And then Weezing's Gas Leak plus a crack for 50 means they're gonna be at a nice clean 80 when things pass back around for us here. So I think we've actually gotten to a spot where we're gonna be able to win this game, yeah, despite the Gardevoir and the Mewtwo's. I have this here, and this is ready to go. So we hit them with the Gas Leak, and then they're gonna end up at 90, and then they'll be at 80 when they pass back to us, plus another take from Poison. So they can't clear this efficiently without losing the Mewtwo on the backswing. We're 1 knockout point away from winning here. You want to knock out my Farfetch'd instead? So we're done here, yes? I guess if I don't have X speed, they've technically bought themselves a turn. They're just like hoping I make a mistake here. Which is fair, I suppose. Not that any of this is good enough for us, so we just gotta like get all their stuff to the point where Wiggly can clear in one. Or even the Weezings can clear. And they use their X speeds. I don't think that mattered, yeah? Two X speeds made it a coin flip. They didn't have any knockout points, gamers. So if they could retreat, they could clear that Weezing and get their first knockout point, and then I put second Weezing up and put their Mewtwo into range of one hit from Wiggly EX. And I'm not soft to Sabrina because I've got a bunch of bench Pokemon. No, yeah, they were on 0. We had stalled so much time with Kogas and stuff. The 18 trainer Articuno decks are objectively bad. They basically don't do anything when you don't flip coin heads on Misty or draw Misty. Up to 12 Haunters now. Oof. Alright, gamers. We're confident Dark Wiggly is good. What else could we do? What's another Wigglytuff EX thing we could doodle on? Least bad idea goes in the editor. We could play Executor. Executor is definitely good. It's a little dry though. It's pretty straightforward. Eggs plays out pretty similar to the Weezing deck. Honestly, it's less dynamic, so you usually just want to play 4 basics in that. I think that deck is good for reference. I think 2 Executor EX, 2 Wiggly EX, 12 trainers is like, that's a good deck. Just would prefer something a little bit less dry. Oh, we could play the Doug Trio build people have been playing. That was it. That was in last week's roundup. We can do that. I have full art. I only have one full art Diglett? Holy. I almost said I have full art Digletts I've never played. I actually have one of them. Let me grab the deck list from the meta roundup last week. Tukanga and Cubone Marowak EX. Marowak EX. Hey, hope you're having fun, bunch. Research, Pokeballs, X Speed, a Sabrina mixed well. My kingdom to be able to set default cosmetics, chat. It's my #1 quality of life desire. It's a lot of coin flips. That's why we're appropriately titling the deck Skill Game. Oh, you know what? We actually need to take a brief pause for the cause and run some adverts. So let's put the deck list up on screen. What we're gonna jam here. I'll see you in 120 seconds. We're gonna play some of this when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Time to pedal. I gotta make sure I pedal extra during the winter, chat, so I don't do nearly as much walking after my stream when it's cold out as I should. Should get over to the inside walking track more. It's just so much less convenient than walking around the neighborhood in the warm weather months. Cardio minutes, they are so long. I mean, I think this deck's probably just better if you cut all the Doug trios and played 2 Q-Bones and 2 Baby Marowaks. But that doesn't match the coin flip gimmick, so we're not going to do it. I think in general, Doug Trio's worse than just playing Baby Marowak. Which is why I haven't played it before. Whew. Little heartbeat after you get a good pedal in. Yes, it is really annoying how the game sorts by collector number in the set and not based on character name. All the Squirtles and whatever else should be together. Diglets, Doug Trios, etc. Is there a reset on the premium pass challenges yet? I don't believe so. I would assume that'll be monthly. I'm gonna vibe on putting this out just yet, just in case we need to feel compelled to use her sing ability. Shields up! Been shit a little punishing for not playing out the Wiggly EX. Premium pass challenges say they reset in 1 day. Yeah, that tracks. End of the month. I just can't fathom having room for a red card in your Dragonite deck. There's so many cards where you're like, man, I wish I could fit this card in. Good breakpoint. Which means they're probably gonna have enough time to get this Dragonite set up. Hopefully we top deck our Giovanni. Would be game winning. Yes, getting used to which types from VGC that the TCGs push together to definitely take some getting used to. This is definitely we take a knockout on the Dratini angle here, yeah? You know, I probably didn't need to X speed there. Hey, Flax, thanks for the prime. Appreciate the support. Yeah, it could have also be right to take the Sabrina here and then pull the Weezing off the table. The upside to saving the Sabrina is I get to pull the Dragonair up next turn, but I guess evolving the Dragonair lets them dodge the sleep roll. They have another coughing anyways. Guess we would have avoided getting, what's it called this turn? Poisoned, if I would have knocked out the coughing. Slink flip here, doesn't matter. They're not attacking or retreating. They're just buying time. Yeah, I probably messed up, and I probably should have used the Sabrina the turn I switched the Wiggly up. It would mean one less Weezing we have to get through. I think I actually do this, so that way this Wiggly doesn't die to 2 Dragonite hits. That's the plan. The Dragonite Weezing deck do well in a tournament once, and now it's considered the good off-meta deck. Nah, it was just like YouTuber nonsense during the soft launch. In fact, I would go so far as to say, as someone who looks at a lot of tournament results, the Wheezing Dragonite deck is the worst performing deck that still gets registered in multiples in most of the bigger tournaments. Its stats are absolutely abysmal. What do we think of just Sabrinaing up the Dragonair here? We're not through both Kogas, we're only through one. I think it's, retreat Sabrina angle. Even if they top deck... Even if they top deck the Dragonite and get an attack off, they're pretty unlikely to win the game. They're only through one potion, notably, though, I suppose. I guess when they win the flip, they just get to retreat, and I need one more knockout point either way. I'm not sure we really have great choices here, so... really feeling not having one really big attacker here. It's very possible I'm just supposed to hit this and hope that they don't have the other Koga. I completely agree that one prize Pokemon, like, I think the best version of Dragonite is the Articuno Kangaskhan build that I posted yesterday. It had a couple of okay tournament results, nothing crazy, but okay. Yeah, they already used both their potions. Cool. At that incredible amount of time you bought, all to just spin your tires and eventually get sleepy songed. I ended up not playing in the tournament EXO because I found out it was best of one. I think best of one tournaments are kind of dry. Tempted to craft the last Dragonite. I'm missing to start running some actual optimized decks. I mean, spending resources to optimize like a C tier deck like Dragonite. If it's gonna spark joy for you, more power to you, but Dragonite's not exactly a powerhouse, even when you have all the bits together. Is best of one the same as a Swiss format? No, Swiss means you get to play all of the rounds rather than being eliminated after a certain number of rounds. Best of one versus best of three is how many games you play per round. Slide him out here so doesn't get, what's it called away? Swiss is what I put on my sandwich, exactly. You get the promo Jigglypuff, a new PvE event similar to the Lapras event, went live this morning. Play through that and get the promo packs for it. The Charizard icon you get from completing Genetic Apex as a set. Played the new Haunter yet. I would be very surprised if the new Haunter is a card worth playing, and new Haunter doesn't make Gengar any less mediocre. I'm sure we'll probably play with it eventually, but I wouldn't expect it to be a remotely competitive card. We are dead to Gardevoir. Poof. Would you like to knock it out? From this little bit of flailing, I assume they don't have Gardevoir. We have our Giovanni here, so the singular potion probably doesn't matter, says local man about to hit double tails. Noteworthy here that new Jigglypuff is worse than old Jigglypuff because old Jigglypuff would survive a Psy Sphere. Hey, Giovanni one heads into Sabrina. Could get us going here. It. Yeah, I would buy the assessment that maybe new Haunter is marginally better than old Haunter, but I think ultimately it comes down to the fact that Gengar is just not very good, regardless of what you do. Gardevoir means the Sabrina is 75% to win the game. Did not need to see our 75%er. They are confident we will hit it. Appreciate you. But it knows that Marowak would never let us down. They've never seen my Marowak attack before, chat. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Mr. Mikey. I'm really surprised they don't let you have 2 different classification of flares and let you combine them. Like infinite basic Pokemon in our deck too. Excited to get red carded after being unlucky. Hey, lovely. Alright, we find Doug Trio every time here. Yes, 2 of them in 10 cards. Easy game. Alright, now we just gotta flip heads so Doug Trio doesn't die to, Starmie EX next turn. Down do we go? Gonna look at them go, gamers! Sabrina-ing me? That's rude. So I guess we'll put this up for Firo Starmie. Captain Creepy Crunch, thank you for the 24 months. Disassembled by Flexus Spot Chair. Glad you're enjoying it. A wonderful piece of hardware. Mama's about to ship 6. I think Mama's about to take one for the team, chat. Oh, I guess if they hit Greninja, this is real bad for us, huh? They can evolve into Greninja, clear the con, and then they get to clear something else with Hydro Splash. I think I lose brain cells every single time I have a Marvel Snap player try and make the claim that Marvel Snap is trying to sell them a singular card for $100. They are not trying to sell you Hercules for $100. They are offering to sell you $100 worth of currency with Hercules as a free bonus on top of it. It is intellectually dishonest to tell me that they are trying to sell you one card for $100, because that's not remotely what is happening. Something that happens constantly, and I find it very frustrating every time someone types it. There are plenty of things to legitimately criticize about the Marvel Snap economy that are problematic and need to change. Misrepresenting what's actually happening is not necessary. Are we done here, gamer? Great wiggly biggly. Yeah, sleep not letting you retreat either. It's quite stellar. So, new Jigglypuff. I think it's probably reasonable and accurate to say that new Jigglypuff is a solid upgrade from old Jigglypuff. That being said, you're still not really interested in... That being said, you're still not really interested in leading on this Pokemon most of the time. That's like saying Pocket is selling EXs for $100. I mean, if you're even a little bit unlucky, it can cost you $100 to get an EX in Pocket. I actually think saying Pocket sells EXs for $100 is more truthful than saying Marvel Snap is trying to sell them Hercules for $100. If you spend if you're only missing one EX Pokemon and you want to spend money to get it, you spend $100 on packs, there's a very reasonable chance you'll open 100 packs and not get the EX that you want. It's like more than 50%. And sure, for some people, like, you're gonna get other stuff that you wanted out of it too, but if you're someone who's like mostly collection complete and you're hunting for exactly one thing, without trading being implemented, getting those last couple of EXs or 3 stars is very expensive. I've definitely opened $100 worth of Charizard and have 0 Starmie EX currently. Yeah, like, again, I'm not full dragging the Pocket economy because we don't know what trading's gonna look like. But if you're low rolling at least a little bit, the Pocket economy is. But that's not true. It's easy to get everything in Pocket as a free to play is only true if you're having a remotely average or slightly above average pack opening experience. And sure, to say that, like, okay, 80% of people, or you want to be super generous, say for 90% of people, you're gonna get most things. I think that's probably high. But even let's say you say 90% of people, there's millions of people playing this game, which is hundreds of thousands of people who are having a bad experience and missing a lot just because they low rolled a little bit. And hopefully, when trading gets here in January, it's gonna work out those rough patches, and the person that opened 800 Zapdos EXs is gonna get to meet up with the person that opened 800 Pikachu EXs, and they're gonna get to become friends and trade them with each other. And it's gonna smooth out that low roll variance. But, like, truly, you are very biased in your experience if you think it's easy for everyone to get it, because it's not true. It's very, very, very possible to spend money or not spend money and still miss what you're looking to get. Because the odds of getting any individual EX Pokemon 4-star or 3, and the odds of getting any individual 4-diamond or 3-diamond card are actually pretty low. I like how I can sit here and tell you that statistically and talk about averages and acknowledge that your experience might be different if you're running average or above average, and someone can unironically come back and just be like, well, I'm having a good time. Yeah, bud, that's what I just sat here and explained. was that you could potentially be having a good, fine time, and that's not representative of everybody's experience, and how the system is bad for people who are experiencing those low rolls. Like, have an ounce of empathy and maybe even a pound of statistical understanding and realize what I'm talking about in more generalities as opposed to your specific anecdotal use case. But me, Jeff, think of me. All right. For the remainder of the stream today here, we're going to be checking out some Domino Dreams, our sponsored game today. And for the next month, you want a really easy way to support my content, you can check them out using my link here. You're going to kick into level 3 here. Shout out to the 24 Hoaglandians who have completed Chapter 2 already. It's available on Android and iOS using my link.